common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
All right, awesome. Let's go right to the Florida Attorney General, the great Ashley Moody. Ashley, the governor said Florida's going to take it into its own hands to make sure that this guy gets the book thrown at him. Your thoughts?
Yeah, hey, great to be with you guys again. Thanks for the invitation. It's always a party when I'm with you guys. It is
Well, it's better than crying.
That's for sure.
I feel like it is my duty from the free state of Florida to call you guys, remind you what it's like to live in a place of law and order and safety, just to keep your spirits lifted and keep you fighting the good fight up there in New York City.
We need that. Tell us about how Florida is planning to take over and do its own investigation of that second assassination attempt, because there are still so many questions about that, Madam Attorney General.
Yeah, just as a background, this is really an incredibly amazing event that happened in the sense that a person was able to lie in wait for 12 hours to Trump International Golf Course and was only a hole away from where the president was going to be, with a long gun sticking through the bushes, ready to take aim. And, obviously agents were able to spot that at the last minute. And of course, the suspect ran when agents fired, and our great law enforcement here in Florida, both from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office, apprehended that suspect, and he is now in custody. And the federal government has certainly moved forward and filed charges on 2 gun charges, but this was a potential assassination on a former president who was also a Florida citizen. I know that New Yorkers don't like to hear that, but he is now a Florida citizen. And so it is our responsibility and duty, really, to run our own investigation, make sure that the maximum charges under Florida law are pursued and investigated. And so we'll be doing that. And I think Governor DeSantis indicated this when he and I made the announcement yesterday. We also believe it's important, not just for Floridians, but for America to know that Florida will be running an independent investigation, a dual investigation. We think this is good for the country and to ensure, trust and transparency.
Attorney General Moody, I think you're doing the right thing because there was people on CNN reporting the other day. Well, the only thing we can charge him with right now is possession of a gun. I mean, I've never heard such crap in my life. I mean, this guy was 5 minutes away from possibly assassinating the president of the United States, and they're going to charge him with gun possession. I mean, any minute now, you got to protect him, Ashley Moody. You know why? Any minute now, I see. What was the name of the guy that knocked off Oswald?
Ruby. Ruby, yeah.
Ruby. Jack Ruby will be coming to do his next duty.
Well, I think that the country right now, and what breaks my heart as a former federal prosecutor, I was a judge for over a decade. What breaks my heart right now is watching the dissipation of faith in our criminal justice system and our justice system as a whole. And I think this really began when we started seeing a lot of...
Oopsie, we lost her, I think. Let's have her call back. Rudy, what were you going to say?
Well, what I was going to say to her, I agree with her. I mean, the first assassination attempt, I'm still waiting on the encrypted 3 apps out of Europe someplace or the Middle East that crooks had with no training whatsoever. The explosive device that was found in the car with no training, nowhere in his background does he have the ability to do any of this and have this stuff encrypted. It just dropped off the face of the earth. I'm also troubled by the fact that they put into the bloodstream of American media, oh, he's a crazy man, a madman did this. Well, if he's a crazy man, tell me what institution he's been in. Tell me what medication he's on.
And in addition, what we said last night is some government, some intelligence agency is paying him.
You're right, Kat.
Yeah, you're talking about the second one, too.
The second one.
Right. Yeah,
you want to describe him, call him evil. That's
Right.
what you call him. He's not a madman, a crazy man. No, he's an evil man, a mercenary, recruiting mercenaries out of Iran and Afghanistan.
That's the question, because how does a guy who, a roofer who doesn't make barely any money, has had 100 run-ins with the law, how does this happen? Well, going back to we have Attorney General Ashley Moody, who has now called us back. Pick it up where you left off, Madam Attorney General.
Well, certainly. There's no faith in our phone lines, that's for sure.
No, they cut you off.
Yeah, they were like, no, she's investigating.
Washington heard you.
Yeah.
I think, and I know you guys hear this, and it breaks my heart as a former judge that our citizenry as a whole has lost some of its faith in our justice system. And I think it's so important, and I really saw this when all the indictments started coming down, one after the other, especially there in New York, against the former president. And I just think it's important right now, more than ever, that we do everything we can to cure that what is ailing our country, and that is that our institutions need to be independent, unbiased, and approach all of their duties and fundamental missions in an apolitical way. And so I want to do everything I can as Attorney General, certainly, but as someone who truly has had a long life and career in the justice system, to make sure that we fortify that among our citizens and among America, because truly this country is built on a true separation of powers and a government of the people who truly believes that it is us as a people running this country, not some agenda-driven agencies or officials. And
absolutely.
I believe that can be the case. I believe that will be the case. And if we can do anything to ensure the trust and transparency of this crime, Florida wants to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We need answers. Trump needs answers. America needs answers. Everybody, we're talking to the Florida Attorney General, Ashley Moody. Judge Weinberg.
Ashley, welcome back to the show. Good to talk to you.
Judge, great to be with you.
So I think it's absolutely essential that the Florida Attorney General's office and the people under your command do the right thing and show real independence here. I, unfortunately, have lost faith and confidence in the U.S. Justice Department in how they handle these kinds of situations. I don't like the way Homeland Security is bottling up information. Even Senator Blumenthal of Connecticut is outraged by it. I think your investigation is not just about this one person, but I think it's a broader investigation about all of the security breaches that were made in both of these attempted assassinations. And God forbid we have another attack. So it's very important that you take this leadership, and I commend you for doing this, Ashley.
Well, thank you. And I think, there are a lot of questions that need to be answered, including, was this an independent actor? Were there co-conspirators? Were there nation-state actors? These are all things that need to be part of any investigation.
General, you're right on target. You're right on target, because by Tuesday they were saying basically there's nothing to see here. Let's move on. And we all know if this was any other president, it was President Obama.
He works for one of the intelligence agencies for one of the foreign governments. I don't know which one. But
they all knew he was walking around there.
Yeah,
they all knew what he was doing.
I'm sure our intelligence network knows who he is.
Well, we know, John, that several agencies got alerts about him. We know that for a fact. Madam Attorney General, your thoughts?
The investigations have kicked off. I fully expect that FDLE, which is the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and Florida Highway Patrol are going to leave no stone unturned and do everything they can within their power to move this along and ensure transparency in the process. And, I just think that gives Americans a little comfort, knowing that all the jurisdictions who can look at this are looking at this and will pursue the maximum charges where the evidence leads.
Absolutely. Well, keep up the great work. Please keep us posted. We're so happy to have you here. And I think it gives a lot of confidence to Americans that the investigation will be looked into appropriately. It's great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you're doing the right thing.
Thank you.